pretty.
It's gold.
That is a nice color.
I love gold. All right, it's been a crazy week in Moab. We did a lot of cool stuff down there. You can go back, check our video from Friday. We are back, we're here, working on the Golden Nugget. Cody's been working on this roof panel. He's been mapping out where things need to be fixed. I know what you're thinking. This probably looks the exact same, but there's a ton of hours that have been put into this. We've got a lot more to do. All this is the tedious little stuff that's gotta be done in order to make this thing nice. It's just like art. Art takes time. We wanna make sure it's done correctly. I'm gonna be getting to work on the Rokon tank for Ed, and then we've gotta put it in a box and ship it off. Bike's coming back. I'm gonna be disassembling it and repainting it and getting it back together for Ed. All right, so I've got this tank for Ed's Rokon. We pulled all the dents out of it. We sent this up and had it lined on the inside. It's got acid dipped and it got a liner on the inside that will resist fuel and make this tank perfect again. I'm gonna put some all metal on this and I'm gonna make the outside dents disappear and then we're gonna prime it all. So what I'm doing here is I'm gonna take the fuel filler and I'm gonna tape it up so that nothing gets inside this tank. That way it stays perfectly clean, so there's no contamination in it. All right, just like that. Now I'm gonna get the DA and I'm gonna get this thing all sanded up. So I have stripped exactly half of the tank. You can see the difference. What I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna grab a wire wheel and I'm gonna clean up all my edges and get those all down to bare metal, around here, around there, and get this thing to where I can sand the other half and start the bodywork. All right, so I've got all the edges wire wheeled. Everything's cleaned up really nice. I've got all the way around this bung, and I've got the two mounts all wire wheeled and sanded up. So now I'm gonna sand the rest of this, and then I'm gonna do some body work. There's a little bit of an outie, so I'm gonna just my body hammer and tap it in. All right, it's feeling pretty good. All right, so I've got my all metal. Get it laid out here. Just putting a real thin coat. I've got this all spread out. I'm gonna let this harden up and then I will sand it, and then we're gonna use a little bit of glaze coat just to make sure that it's all perfect, and then we're gonna prime this whole tank. While that dries, I'm gonna go clean my board and get ready to sand this. So we've got an idea. So this video is gonna drop on Sunday. A week from today, we wanna start what we wanna call the Golden Nugget week. It's kind of like Shark Week, but it's with the Golden Nugget. A Sunday video, a Wednesday video, a Friday video, another Sunday video. That's 4 Golden Nugget videos in a row. You guys want that? Let us know. But if we get enough interest, we're gonna give you guys 1 full week of great progress videos, working non-stop on this for the next 2 weeks in a row. We've had a few other projects before Easter Jeep Safari, got them knocked out, so we have a lot of time to focus on the Golden Nugget. In case you guys have forgotten, look how great this grill looks. So this isn't hardening very quick. It's still very soft. It's been sitting for a little bit. So it might just need to sit a little bit longer than I'm willing to wait. I got back from Moab today, super late. So I'm gonna head home, let this dry overnight. It is tomorrow, another day. So I'm gonna get this tank all finished up and then we're gonna get it primed. So just like magic, it's all sanded. Got the concrete all off of it. There's a few little spots I gotta glaze, and then I'm gonna prime this up. You know, they're over there feeling that roof panel. Hey, as long as we only put 1 inch of Bondo on there, nobody will ever know.
That's right.
I'm recording.
Oh, I mean, no Bondo in that roof. If you use Bondo, you're not a body man. So I've got this all sanded and it is ready to be primered. I'm gonna go set it up in the booth, mask it all up, and then shoot some primer on it. Meanwhile, I'm gonna let the kids stay and work while I go play. It's just how it goes. All right, so we're gonna figure out how to get this tank set up stationary so that when I go to prime it, it doesn't move. I'm gonna find a few things, make this not wobble, and then I'm gonna mask off this inside. We'll paint it all, but I just don't wanna prime it. So I got the tank all masked up. It's wired to the arm. I've got everything reverse mashed, all tied up tight. Got my hole masked off. It's feeling good, just like it should. I've got this all smoothed out. We're gonna put it in the booth. I'm not gonna be painting this today like I had hoped because there was a little bit extra body work that I didn't plan on. We're at least gonna get it primed. That way we can paint it. You guys will see the paint work on the next video, and then I'll be able to send it off. Next step is I'm gonna put it in the booth You like that dinner?
Yeah.
Guess who I got slinging the camera?
It's dinner time.
Dang right it is. He's back from Moab. He went down with the tow truck and he picked up the giveaway Jeep. So we've got the Tread Lightly giveaway Jeep back at the shop. We're gonna be doing some awesome stuff with it. You guys will be able to check that out. We're gonna be going a few places, doing a few things, and then we're gonna be doing a B-pillar cut and half door conversion on that. So whoever wins that Jeep is gonna have an awesome rig. I'm gonna do things a little bit different on this tank. I'm gonna use what's called wash primer. It's just a thin layer of whatever the heck it is, a chemical that adheres to the metal. So after it's cleaned, I put down the wash primer, then I can put down my normal primer. So I'm gonna put 3 coats of that, build it all up, guide coat, and then we're gonna let it sit overnight. Next couple videos, you guys are gonna really see this stuff come together. So again, if you guys wanna see Golden Nugget Week, drop a comment below. Let us know if that's a good idea or not. Who doesn't wanna see 4 Golden Nugget videos in 1 full week? Let us know, because it's up to you guys. So let's get this in the booth. We're gonna use our solvent-based wax and grease remover. Let's get this all lathered up, nice live. Wipe it all off. This is kind of a quiet little task. Just gotta focus and get it all cleaned up good. All right, so what I'm mixing now is called wash primer. This is what I was telling you about. This is the super thin stuff. So it's just a 2-part, same as primer. Put down your base and then you put an activator in this. We'll go in and apply it. Gotta make sure you get it right on. We'll put a cap on this, put them in the shaker and load up the gun. All right, it's time to blow tack and static this tank. Those of you that don't know, blow it with air, tack it with a tack rack, and static control it with the static control gun. So I've got the wash primer loaded up in my gun. It's thin, so I'm using my sealer gun. I got Dinner slinging the camera. Check out that protection he's got on.
What's up?
What's up? So I'm not looking for full coverage on this. I'm just looking to get the metal, a nice even coat of the wash primer. We're gonna let this sit, then we're gonna bring in our primer and put 3 coats of high build primer on this and then guide coat it. All right, Dinner, come with me.
All right.
I was feeling a little parched. Dinner's a little parched. I had to run to the office, go to the Monster fridge, get us a couple Monsters.
Yeah.
One for you.
Thank you.
And one for me. I got a weird one. Does anybody out there have a Stanley Cup obsession? Or is that just my wife? Every time I turn around, she's ordered a new color of Stanley Cup. This is not sponsored. That's not why we're here. We're here for Monster. Monster. Flashed off, got our drinks, so we're all good to go. I'm gonna get some primer laid down on it. I'm feeling kind of cool. I've got 2 cameras today. All right, that's our first coat. I don't know who to talk to. You or you, or you or you or you. Look at her. You're both wearing masks, so internet people, both channels, everybody is protected. Safety second. All right, so 3 coats later, let it all flash out, nice and good. We got this high build primer on pretty thick. We just gotta guide coat it. And that's it, we're just gonna let this sit. We're gonna pull it out of the booth in about 20 minutes, and then we're gonna go finish up all the metal work, and we'll get those parts painted. Still a lot to do. So Cody's been working this hood over. We've got a little bit more on this side, and a lot of bit to do on this side, but the center section's feeling decent. It's not perfect. What our goal is to get it to the point where we can jam the inside, and then epoxy the outside to where we can sand it, do our mud work, get it all straight, prime it, and paint this thing. Me and Cody have got this pulled pretty close. We'll be able to smooth it out with the primer and a little bit of body filler. Rather than grinding the heads of these off and heating it up and distorting it, we're gonna use some 120 and we're just gonna cut the heads off of this. Okay, so we got the outside all done. Now we gotta work on the inside. We're just trying to get all the roughness off from the sandblasting, so me and Cody are hand sanding with 180. Once we get this all sanded, we're going to that back door, and then we'll be jamming it. Just about ripped my finger off there, so I had to get the belt grinder and grind this down, and deburr it and unsharpen it. That's probably where Ernie cut himself. Chad's just about got the body all whipped out. We've got most of the dents pulled. He's even got the rust all taken care of. Check this out. Look at that, just like magic. He's got it all filled in. He's got the factory crap weld put back on. So any of you internet trolls out there that say this weld looks bad, you're absolutely right, it does. By design. It matches the other side. so we don't want to hear it. A few more things on this pillar need to be pulled. A couple more X's over here that need to be addressed. Just a few spots. A few spots need to be ground. And this body will have all the metal work done. That means you're gonna be able to see this thing start to get some paint slung on it pretty quick. But we're hoping to wrap up this body, get all the metal work finished so we can move on to the epoxy, jamming, and body work on the outside. All this work we've been putting into this thing sure does make me miss my Charger. I wonder if it misses me. We should go find out. Let's go call Ryan. So I just had a conversation with Ryan. Ryan is my buddy from Kansas. Lives out there on a farm. He's storing it at his farm. We FaceTimed him. We tried to capture that for you guys. The audio just wasn't working in our favor. We've got a few things to make this car roadworthy enough that we can road trip it across the country. We're gonna try to head out there as soon as possible. We got a lot to do on the Golden Nugget. After Golden Nugget week, we might be heading to Kansas and picking up the Charger. So I'm pretty excited about it. I got a good helper today. She's not just a pretty face and a joke teller. She actually works. All right, so we got this out of the booth. We've just about got the other two parts ready so we can put them in the booth and get them all jammed out. So we need to clean it up. We're gonna let this sit for a little while. In a couple of days, we're gonna prep this out and paint it gold. Then we're gonna box it up and get it shipped off. We're hammering dolly and all our little nipples that we pulled into it. Little high spot. So we're just tapping those down. And now we are gonna move to here. He's got this stud welded, pulling up, while I'm tapping. That way we can get this thing as straight as we can. Lots of fine tuning.
Would you admire that, or just admire
Let's get this.
it, would you?
Cool. We just about got all the metal work done on this door. Just got this gnarly brace right here. We've about got it. See, this is it's all coming up. Yeah. All right, so did you just burp?
No, I said hi. I didn't burp. Dinner. It was dinner time.
Literally. Anyway, got a few little edges to catch on this, and then we're gonna be getting this thrown in the booth and getting it painted. We have the ever so lovely Demery here tonight.
Why did that sound so sarcastic?
It's the truth. We have my beautiful wife with us tonight, which I love very much.
I'm only here for 5
Oh,
seconds.
no.
Dinner, I have a joke for you.
Okay.
You ready?
Ready.
What's gold and smells like blue paint? Gold paint.
Gold paint.
I knew it. And guess what? A viewer recommended that joke, and it worked out perfectly. Keep them coming. If you guys have good jokes and you want her to say them, we read them, we love them.
We use them.
We just used it, so that's proof that we listen and we read your comments. Even Ed likes the jokes.
It's so.
Okay.
All right. Ed, you did good. Knuckle bump.
Okay, bye.
Love you, bye. All right, it's that time again. We're gonna get that booth loaded. We're gonna get these parts all jammed out so that next, we're gonna jam that little body over there. We're gonna get it all gold on the inside and on the underside. Then it's gonna go on top of this frame right here. Once it's on the frame, we're gonna be bolting all the parts on it and getting all that bodywork finished so that we can get this thing looking perfect for Ed. There's like light at the end of the tunnel and I can see it. I'm pretty excited about it.
So it'll be married to the frame and never to come off again.
Yeah, so we're gonna marry it to the frame. It's never getting divorced. It's gonna stay with that frame the rest of its life. Okay, let's get this in the booth, Dinner.
I wanna be your nacho man.
Oh, hey, there's that Rokon tank. Looking all good. I got the hood, and he's got the door. We got these parts hung. I wish I could just like do a magic trick like, bam, they're done. But that's not real life. So for the next 4 hours, me and Dinner are going to paint these parts. And we're gonna show you guys the entire process, whether you like it or not. First steps first, we're gonna wax and grease everything. Then we're gonna blow tack and static it. Third, we're gonna epoxy it. Fourth, we're gonna wait an hour, so that's when we take a nap. Then we're gonna come back in with 2 to 3 coats of base coat, 2 coats of clear coat, done. Follow along. Getting off. So I've waxed and greased it, now I'm just blowing out all the crevices and tacking everything. Look at what's coming off on the tack rag. You gotta make sure these things are super clean. So I'm probably gonna wipe it down again after this. Get it all ready for epoxy. Just put the epoxy in it and then the hardener, 1-to-1 mix ratio, 12 ounces of epoxy and 12 ounces of hardener. With epoxy, you definitely wanna put your suit on. Forgot to put my boots on. Some people put this on their heads for protection.
I'll put it on my necklace.
Don't want to ruin them. All right, I've got it all blow tack and static. It's epoxy time. Got dinner slinging that camera.
It's dinner time.
He's got his mask on for protection. I got my Illuma booties on.
Oh yeah.
My Illuma booties, not Illuma duties. We're gonna get this thing epoxy. All right, we got our first coat on. We're gonna wait 15 minutes, then we're gonna put a second coat of epoxy on, then we're waiting that hour. We'll be back about an hour and a half, and we'll start on the gold. I was talking to Rory while I was at Easter Jeep Safari about me turning this 1929 AA tow truck into the ultimate off-road recovery wrecker. Do you think we should have Rory build this into a four-wheel drive off-road recovery rig? I mean, we could dang near start on it any time, and then we could go down and help him on it. The reason we're even looking at these projects is as soon as the Golden Nugget's done, we've got to get some main projects to get focusing on. I'm kind of leaning towards talking to Rory and seeing if he wants to do it. So let's go inside, let's give him a call and see what he thinks. How's it going?
Good. I just got back from recovery.
How did that go?
Not bad. Side by side on Hell's Revenge.
Really?
Yeah.
That's cool. That was a fun trail.
Yeah, you remember the escalator.
I can do it next time with lockers. Now that I know how to turn them on.
That would help. That would help.
So I talked to you a little bit in Moab about my AA tow truck, about possibly seeing if you wanted to put it together and build it into a crawler recovery rig. Curious if that's something that you think you'd want to do.
Absolutely.
Cool. I got to ask the audience and see if that's what they want, but I don't see why they wouldn't, because that's what I want.
All right.
I just think if it was four-wheel drive, all four linked out with, you know, to where we could get it in anywhere. That way, if you ever needed help, or Matt or anybody, we'd have another rig that can go in and help with.
Right.
I was also thinking, would it be cool to make it into a dually? Or do you think?
Come on. How could it not be cool with duals?
Okay, in the next couple of weeks, I'll plan on just loading it up on the tow truck and bringing it down, and basically you'd have free reign. Now I know how much you love LS motors.
Well, you know, because you like it, we'll allow it.
Hey, well, I was just gonna say, I don't care what it has as long as it's cool.
Right.
So I'll just kind of let you do your thing, and so.
Absolutely, we'll figure something out.
Okay, well, I appreciate your time, and we'll talk to you in a little bit.
Absolutely.
Okay, thank you.
Later.
So we just got it blow tack and static. I'm gonna grab my gold, and we're gonna get this thing gold. All right, we got our first coat of base coat on. It's looking super gold. Gonna let this flash off for about 10 minutes. Come back in, get that second coat of base. Let it sit for 10 minutes, clear it. Let it sit for 10 minutes, clear it again, and then we're gonna show you guys what it looks like. It's turning out nice. All right, time for clear coat. Gotta let this sit for 10 minutes, then we're coming back in with a second coat of clear, and we'll show you guys what it looks like when it's done. What do you think, Dinner?
I think it's looking good. It's late, tired, but looking good.
Yes, indeed. All right, I've got everything jammed. It's looking awesome. I've got 2 coats of clear over this gold. That means every single piece and part for this Golden Nugget is jammed. That means that everything on the inside is painted. Naturally, the next step, bet you can't guess, the body. We need to paint the inside of the body, the underside of the body, and then epoxy the outside so we can start doing all of our filler work, bolt this whole thing up together, and get it back on the frame. So that is what we're gonna do next. I think Ed's gonna be super happy with it. Hopefully you guys are enjoying this. Got a lot of stuff going on. A lot of stuff is done, and it is looking great. So we appreciate that Chad came down from Chad's Fab. Make sure you guys go over to his channel and check him out. We got all the metal work done on the body. We got all the metal work and the jamming work on the door and the hood. So all the jam work on all the parts is finished. We've got a lot of stuff coming up when we do, not Shark Week, but Golden Nugget Week next week. So if you guys enjoyed this video, go check out this one.